Hi guys, this is my 5 craziest sword designs in video games. They're not in any particular order, but I personally do think the last one is the weirdest of the bunch. First up, in 5th place, is the energy sword from Halo. According to the Halo wiki, this blade is made from extremely volatile, magnetically sealed, partially ionized, free-moving, electron-based gas. So it makes sense then that you would have your hand so close to the unprotected blade. I'd rather have a little more distance between the incredibly dangerous sword and my hand, personally, but hey, who cares about health and safety when you're the Mjolnir armor-wielding Master Chief? The thing that baffles me most about this blade though is it's made up of 2 blades, with a giant gap in the middle, leaving a direct line for another blade to slip through and strike your open hand. Really, it would be massively improved if it just joined together at the top. This would be better off being used as a futuristic fork. In 4th place is the Soul Calibur from Soul Calibur, but really you could put in any overly intricate fictional sword. There's just way too much going on here, far too many tiny parts. This sword comes with its own choking hazard warning. Obviously all this padding causes a lot of problems. This thing would be so unwieldy, it'd be like trying to fight someone with a chandelier. Just leave this one at home above the mantelpiece where it belongs. 3rd is the Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts. There's a lot of variations of the Keyblade, plenty of them are pretty nuts, but I'm just talking about the original Keyblade, the starting Keyblade. You may be able to guess what the major problem with this blade is. No, it's not the fact that this thing would be poorly balanced considering how top heavy it must be. No, it's not that if it was made from solid metal it would weigh a huge amount. It's far simpler. This blade doesn't have a bladed edge. It's rounded. There's no blade part on this blade. It's blunt. It's a stick. It's a club. But then I suppose Key Club might not sound as cool. In its 2nd place is Cloud Strife's Buster Sword. The reason I'm putting this one here is clearly because of how ridiculously oversized it is. But it would be unfair of me to do that without first mentioning that Cloud's Buster Sword is far from the worst offender. The massive sword from Skyward Sword is pretty damn big. So is the Soul Edge from Soul Calibur, or pretty much any of the swords in the Monster Hunter series. The reason I chose to pick on Cloud is because the universe he exists in just looks a little more real than the fantasy realms that these other games take place in. Final Fantasy VII is more realistic in its world presentation, so this skinny smackhead carrying around a blade that weighs a metric ton with ease looks a little crazier to me. I don't mean it, Cloud, I still love you. In 1st place, I was going to put the double helix sword from Majora's Mask. However, I remembered a game that I hadn't thought of in a while, which contains something far more insane. It's from a game I played a long way back in the PS1 days, called Vagrant Story. It was an action RPG made by Square. Now that I think of it, Square are responsible for like 90% of the crazy sword designs in video games. Anyway, my number 1 craziest sword in video games is the Holy Wind Greatsword. This thing commits pretty much every crime all the other swords in this list commit. It's oversized, top heavy, would be impossible to wield. I just don't know what the blacksmiths said to themselves when they were making this.
Well, sure, you can kill someone with one sharp edge, but what if I want to super kill someone? Really make sure they're dead? Well, surely I'll need 4 extra swords coming off the main sword. It's logical.
This aside, I also think it's just plain ugly. Even as a kid, I can remember thinking, what the hell is that thing? But not in a, whoa, that's cool kind of way. Although it does at least have an actual bladed edge, unlike the damn Key Club. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Please subscribe for more super awesome sword and game related content.